The elderly. Elderly people, Luang Por said, had to learn, like him, to be intelligent with regard to their stupidity. As he passed 60, he said, his memory started to play tricks on him. He would mean to call one novice over, and the name of another would come out of his mouth. It was as if his brain was announcing very quietly that it was taking retirement. He had had to learn to allow for this. For lay people, taking into account the limitations and distortions of perception brought on by age was important if they were going to avoid conflicts in the home. You're their parents. You brought them up. You had to be really smart to do that, smarter than them. But that intelligence turns into its opposite. As you get older, that sense of being the one who knows what's right and wrong, of being more intelligent than your children, makes you stupid. You argue with your children, and you won't admit it when you're wrong, and everyone's emotions get stirred up. Your children are intelligent and sharp. They get fed up with you and walk away. When you're arguing with your grandchildren, you're even more sure that you're right. You won't let them contradict you at all. In fact, they've got a point, but you've got to win the argument. That's not the Dhamma. It was important for elderly people to face up to the decline in their faculties. Are your eyes as good as they used to be? Are your ears? Is your body? Do you have as much energy as you used to? As good a memory? Is anything as good as it used to be? Why don't you look at that? Reflecting in this way is called being heedful, being alert to the way things are. Ignoring the truth of things is being heedless. A heedless person is like a dead person, so don't be heedless. Homes for the elderly did not exist at that time. One recourse for a family chafing under erratic and authoritarian elders was to encourage those elders to devote themselves to good deeds in their old age and leave worldly affairs to the next generation. Grandad becoming a monk and grandma a nun was one acceptable way out of the problem. In some cases, it's so bad the family can't take it anymore. The parents abuse their authority and don't allow the children to dispute anything they say. Sons, daughters-in-law, daughters, sons-in-law, they're intelligent, and they start making suggestions. Mum, Dad, why don't you go and live in the monastery? They try to encourage you to go to the monastery because they can't take your nagging anymore. They'll build you a kuti in the monastery. They'll pay for everything to make sure you're comfortable there. It's better than having you nagging them all the time at home. Let the monks teach you. Even then, grandma and granddad often don't get the message. But the family are determined to take you, to entrust you with the old monk at the monastery. It happens. Be careful. It was Dhamma practice that could prevent relationships in the family from becoming riven with conflict. It started with giving up the fight to maintain a former state of affairs, and by humbly accepting the changes brought about by age. Your urine smells worse than it used to. Your excrement smells worse than it used to. Everything smells worse. And you're becoming a child again, an old child. If you're meditating, you can solve these problems. You become easy to look after. You don't forget yourself. You're easy to talk to. You have mindfulness and alertness. You don't create bad kamma or enmity with yourself, your children, or your grandchildren. That's what it means to cultivate the Dhamma.